Welcome to Home to Nigeria. If you're here by chance or at your own will, please click like, click the subscribe button, and your comments are very much welcome. I got an anonymous mail from a lady from Australia who didn't mention her name, but she asked me how to know if a Nigerian man is ready to settle down. So basically, she's been dating this Nigerian guy for quite some time, and she really wants to know where the relationship is going to. And I can understand her, because basically, when two people who claim to be in love are in love, I think the next thing, in my opinion, they should do is tie the knot. Most especially when you're dating a Nigerian, because in our culture, when you find the desirable lady, the desirable woman, the next thing is to get married. And this is something most ladies, not all, certainly most ladies, dream of on that day where they walk down the aisle with the guy they love and say yes to every question they've been asked as regards that guy. But if you're a lady, you are waiting earnestly, you're just hoping after dating this Nigerian guy for some time, and you're just waiting for him to pop up to ask you that famous popular question that would bring this element of smile to your face. Here are 4 tips on how to know if your Nigerian man will marry you. Stay tuned, don't touch that dial. Home Truth Nigeria, I'll be right back. Number 1 tip is, here's told everyone that matters about you. Now, this may not sound reasonable to some people, but when a Nigerian man meets a lady he truly loves, and he thinks and he knows that this is the lady, this is the one he wants to settle down with and he wants to get married, he will tell everyone that matters to him about you. Now, you may want to ask, who are these people that matters to him? Well, his parents are still alive. He will tell his parents about you. He's gonna tell them that, look, I've met this girl, she's nice, she's good, she's whatever it is the lady possesses that makes him feel she is the one. He would tell his parents. Other people he would tell are his closest friends. He would make his close friends know about this special lady. He would also make his pastors, if he's a religious person, he would make his pastors know. He would tell them about this wonderful special girl who has brought sunlight to his life. He would also tell it to his siblings. He will make his siblings know. He's going to tell the siblings, tell them about this very special girl. So the first point you need to know is this: when he really wants to marry you, if he's very serious on it, he's going to make everyone who matters to him know. Some people may find this a little bit awkward, but this is how it is in Nigeria. We respect marriage. Marriage is a very serious issue in Nigeria. It is not a stroll in the park. It's not like hanging out in McDonald's or in any fast food restaurant. No, marriage is a very serious thing. And if he is very serious with you and he is genuine with you, he's gonna tell everyone that matters about you. Tell them about the lady he has met. If he's not doing any of this, then there is a red flag. That is a big red flag. If he's doing it secretly, it's a big red flag. So take this from me: if he truly loves you, if he wants to be with you, he will tell everyone that matters about you. That is point number 1. Point number 2 is, he wants to take you home. Now, this is very important, most especially if it is possible that the Nigerian guy you're dating, whatever country you're in, can go home. If it is possible for him to go home and he wants to take you home, or he wants both of you to visit home, then that is a very nice thing. And I would always advise ladies, before you get to say yes to any Nigerian, if it is possible for him to go home, save up some money and go home with him. Forget about the notion you thinking, oh, if you go to Africa you would fall sick, malaria and whatever you. I can tell you that people in Africa are not dying because of malaria. There are worse things killing. So I always advise ladies, if you are in love with a Nigerian, if it is possible for that Nigerian man you're in love with to go home with him. So if he insists on you, both of you, going home to meet his people, to see where he's coming from, to see his roots, his alma mater, I would advise you to do it. So if it is possible for him, because going home depends on a whole lot of factors. Some people cannot go home because if they go back to Nigeria, they will not be allowed access into whatever country they are staying. You have those who can go home, but they cannot afford going home because of the financial constraint. But I always say, take it as a 1 year or 2 years project. Save up some money and fly home. Save up some money and fly home. So if he wants to take you home, he's very serious about you, because he wants you to meet his people. In fact, if he wants to take you home, it means he's very proud about you. He's so delighted in associating with you. Now, this is only possible for people who are living in the same country with their spouse, or who are in relationship with the same country. So I'm not talking about a lady who meets a guy online and flies over to the country to visit him. That will be another topic for another day. But I'm talking about in a situation where both of you live in the same country, you stay in the same place. If he talks about going home, then he's very serious with you. If he doesn't talk about it, it doesn't mean maybe he doesn't want to take you home, but maybe he doesn't have the financial means to go home. But if he brings it up, always tell him there's a possibility of both of you saving. If it means taking loan, take it, borrow up some money, go home and see where he is coming from. It's very, very advisable, very important. Point number 3 is he gradually starts introducing you to his culture. Now, this is another tip to know that the Nigerian man wants to marry you. He starts introducing you gradually to his culture. Now, I'm not saying he wants to automatically convert you to a Nigerian overnight. That's impossible. That would never work. But he starts to introduce you to his culture. Little things about his culture that matters. For instance, food, the Nigerian food. I said in my last video that if you're dating a Nigerian, it's very important to show interest in 1 or 2 kind of Nigerian dishes, most especially the one that he picks as his favorite. Over time, you see him introducing you to the Nigerian culture, like food. You see him making you try some kind of Nigerian food and see how you most especially adapt to it. Because he knows that, look, if I'm going to be with you on the long run, if we're going to get married, I would like you to enjoy my meal, enjoy our cultural food, just as the way I am enjoying your own cultural food. So he starts introducing you to that gradually. Another thing, he would want you in some days, not always, to also dress, in the traditional African attire. He would like you to try that. And you see, when he goes for these moves, introduce a little bit of his culture that matters to him. This is a sign of he wants something very, very serious with you, and that's a sign that he wants to marry you. But in a situation where he doesn't care and he does none of his business as regards his culture, well, that's a little bit strange, most especially if this Nigerian spent some part of his life growing up in Nigeria. So that is a fact. Point number 4, having kids. This is a very important subject for most, if not all, Nigerian men. Nigerian man would be very interested to know what your view, your notions are about having kids. I've always said to most ladies in the Western world I meet who are dating Nigerians, if he's never asked you about that, then my idea, it could be something I don't think that relationship will go on for a long time. Maybe he's just in there to get something. But if he truly loves you and he's genuinely in love with you and wants to marry you, he's going to talk about having kids. There'll be subject like, how many children do you want to have? This a subject they want to discuss. How do you want to raise your kids? What do you think kids should do? There are a lot of subjects they want to discuss and to find out from you before they commit themselves to you, if they're genuinely in love with you. And children are very, 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 very important to most Nigerian men. So they will always want to ask that. They will always want to know what you think, what you feel, if you're interested in having one or not. So this is the fourth point, having kids. Now, why am I saying this? Like I said ab initio, a lady wanted to inquire how to know if a Nigerian man will marry her, or in general marry you, if you're listening to me. And these 4 tips I've given you are just the most common tips I know, being a Nigerian man. There are other tips, maybe you could comment if you know, but these 4 tips are very, very important. And I would ask or advise you to take them seriously, look into them while you're dating a Nigerian. Now remember, a broken relationship is far better than a broken marriage. You can always heal and move on without anything attached to it. But if you're married and later on you get to discover it was all a scam, well, it is so painful. That will be another topic for another day. But these are my 4 tips on how to know if a Nigerian man is serious and ready to get married to you. Please, you can always send us an email if you want us to read or treat any topic on hometruths86@gmail.com. I repeat, hometruths86@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Home Truth Nigeria. Peace out. When the sun goes